And good morning. We are live on North Hill Street this morning of a shooting that just occurred at the Dollar Tree. Let's walk here where we can see many people are gathered around. From what we're understanding, there was a robbery and then a shooting here that took place just a few moments ago. Word is that a black Honda Accord left the scene. We're understanding that it's possibly a female that has been shot. We don't know condition. We don't know much more than that at the moment. We just know that someone has been shot. There's not a lot of information at this point. And again, as details come out about this, details will change. When a scene happens, a lot comes out in the beginning and then it changes. So this is what we know so far. A suspect, possibly a female, left the scene, headed west, which would be toward the bowling alley, North Hill Street in that direction, down that way, possibly driving a black Honda Accord, maybe a female on that. So we don't know what led to all of this, but it comes out as a possible robbery occurring this morning. As we'll see all the police here in front, as you can see at the end of my fingertips here. This is the front of the Dollar Tree. More detectives showing up here. As you see, the Coca-Cola man was apparently making his delivery here this morning when all of this occurred. We have a car driving off now. Detectives all over the area. We don't know condition at this point. Let me check my other phone as we learn more. No other new information is occurring at this time. As you can see, they're getting a statement there from the Coca-Cola guy. All entrances are blocked. Here we are. This is North Hill Street. This is Advanced Auto here. This is going to be Firestone here at the corner. This is 29th Avenue. It was some confusion in the beginning when this first came out, whether or not it was Dollar General or the Dollar Tree. Is definitely Dollar Tree as we look at what's going on. You can see people in the background talking about what they've seen. Second ambulance arriving on scene, which is not uncommon. If we do, I'm assuming that whoever is here by the time I got here is already loaded. If they are not, we will turn around and show something else out of respect. We wouldn't want to show something that doesn't look good while we're live. So we'll watch that as to what's going on. As I said, detectives everywhere. It's not a lot known at this point, other than the fact if you happen to be in the North Hills area, saw a black Honda Accord speeding from the scene, headed west, and that would be toward Highway 19, call the Meridian Police Department. Call 911, either of those to pass along information that you know. Again, here we are. This is about the best scene that we can give. We'll walk down just a little bit this way and take a closer look at the front of the store, what we've got here. As you can see, we got some tape that is on the other side of the building. If you'll see right there, there's the ambulance, and in front of that, so it looks as though that car off in the distance back over there to the right of it, something may have happened on the other side there or either in that alley. We're not sure which one happened, where it was at. Again, we're live on the scene and we're learning as we get here this morning. Grass cutting crews are over here to my left. Plenty of cops. We see everybody at the scene kind of making sure everything, no evidence or anything is tampered with as police are on the scene. Serious crime. Now, again, this is assumption with what we know at this point. We're getting word that it was a robbery. We don't know whether the robbery was inside or if it was the outside of the store, somebody in the parking lot. You know how things can be a little bit different as it kind of clears up. An assumption at this point that the robbery happened as we see the police chief arriving. Miss Young arriving on the scene there, walking in to the store now. Let's go on this side of the pole here where everybody can see a little bit better here what we've got. She is talking with detectives. Fingerprinting a car over there is what we'll see in the distance there as the ambulance is backed off. So whatever occurred happened near that car. Ambulance leaving, we're assuming with the person inside. And again, assumption because we do not know a lot at this point. As you'll see, leaving the scene here this morning. If you're just tuning into the broadcast, what we know at this point: one person shot, a female, on North Hill Street at the Dollar Tree. We got word that this was a robbery. What we don't know is if the robbery occurred inside or outside the store. Not a lot of clarification on that. I haven't spoken to a lot of people just yet. Seeing what all we can find out about all of this as it happens here this morning. Again, detectives, if you'll see that in the background there, taking fingerprints off that car in the background. A bunch of ladies standing here at the front of the store. Most likely they saw something, someone in the group. I know police have been talking to several throughout the area here this morning that's in the parking lot. Let's go up the side here and just take a look of what we've got. Whatever the real truth of what happened here, as we wait for more details on this, it's not good. Not at all, as we do know that one person is shot. We do know that it is a female. That's not a lot of information at this point, but what we know at this point. We're going to stay live with this in the next few moments here as we watch what happens. Again, off in the distance there, let's zoom in a little bit on this. That's the police chief of Meridian speaking with investigators in the background there. In front of that wad of police cars, you will see detectives as they go around and around a car that apparently is where the shooting took place, is what we think. That's what we're assuming at this point. This is the Dollar Tree, North Hill Street. More and more Meridian police arriving on the scene. Detectives walking across. See a sergeant there in the background. Let's walk back down this direction. And again, we're trying not to interfere with police. That's why I'm staying where I am. They have a job to do, and we're going to be respectful of that and stay on this side here as to where they're doing what they're doing, because they don't need me in the way of what they do. That is the scene. customers leaving the store, and you'd have to put yourself in the place of the folks that were here. Kind of a scary situation, without a doubt. Detectives coming from behind the store we see there. We do not know the condition of the person that was shot. We just know that someone was wounded at this point. We don't know where they were hit or any of that general information at this point. Don't know outside is where they're taking fingerprints. I assume it's outside. But they had told me if it was a robbery in the parking lot.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
I'll put it out as soon as I find something. You be careful. As a community waking up this morning and realizing what has gone on here, kind of shocking. Again, here's the front of the store, what we've got right now. In the distance there, police yellow tape marks as an alleyway, which used to be the drive-through on the other side of the building over there where that wood fence is. All of that is taped off at this point. We've got a bunch of police here. The person who was shot has been taken to a local emergency room. We do wish them well. We send out prayers for them. Recapping, and I can't say this enough, of when we have to wait for details on what really happened. Was it a shooting inside the store, outside? We're assuming with everything that's going on here that the shooting took place outside. How did that happen? We don't know. We don't know if the store was robbed and someone interfered. It's just unknown at this point. So much to be answered, as we hope to get a few more questions answered in the next little bit as we stand here this morning. Now again, we are live on scene. There's nothing that here at the scene that is going to make anybody panic or anything like that. I don't want anybody to think that. This is pretty rough at this point, is the information that we have. But you're not going to have anything come up that freaks you out in any kind of way. As you'll see, a police officer looking for shell casings on the ground in the distance there. That's what they're after. Now, all entrances are blocked off, and so if you're coming this way as we pan back around, this is going to be Firestone. This is 29th Avenue. You've got Advanced Auto Parts over the distance there. Squealer's Barbecue right over across the corner there is who you'll see if you're trying to familiarize yourself with where this is. 29th Avenue and North Hill Street. Police still talking as we see that. They're going through the car with a fine-tooth comb. Again, the last report of what I know of who, what, and how, 29th Avenue, as the car fled the scene, it was a black Honda that was seen leaving the scene, a Honda Accord. It headed west toward Highway 19. So we see the Coca-Cola man. He's still doing his job. He's off in the distance there waiting for everything to clear up. And again, as we talk about this, I'm assuming that he was here when all of this happened. Well, he's taking his product on in the store, so he's getting I guess, an all clear to carry on about his job there. The detective's still wrapping up what they know, what they're doing, processing everything. As you'll see in the distance there, in the background, there's the Dollar General across the street. And again, originally, it was thought that this might be there. Confusion on where it was. This nice young lady in this car left of me is waiting on everybody to leave so she can back out. I think a detective's car has got hers blocked. One shot as we continue our coverage here this morning. We do not know the age, race, or anything about the person that has been shot at this point. We don't know if they were in the parking lot, as I know I've said this a couple of times here. We don't know if they were in the parking lot, how that came about. All of those details will come out in a little bit. An assumption that the store was robbed and was not somebody in the parking lot. It does make you wonder, was someone, the shell casings and everything being done in the parking lot, if it was an attempted robbery in the parking lot and not the store. Again, those things are left to be determined here in the next little bit. A bad way to start a Monday morning. But keep in mind, as we keep talking about, is we had a break-in of a store on 24th Avenue over the weekend, right down from the hospitals. We see this each month. Toward the end of the month, a lot of people getting robbed, more burglaries, more happens as money runs out, and criminals take to the street to do what they do best, to take things that aren't theirs. We see it over and over. One thing that I wanted to point out from the weekend, we had several shootings that took place. As you'll know, last weekend we had somebody that was shot and killed, and then we had a shooting this weekend where several cars were struck. We are getting word that retaliation, and again, that's off the street. It's no one that you can go up and you can put beside a microphone and go tell me this information. We'll call it word from the street, is that more shots are expected in retaliation to the shootings and killings that have happened in the Meridian area. We're at number 8 for murder. This has nothing to do with what's going on here. This is just simply a robbery from what we understand, and it looks as though gone south. And we hope it does not turn in. We hope that this is just a wound and nothing more serious than that. We don't know at this point the condition. I keep waiting and checking for text to see if I get anything new. The police chief, Gale, still on scene this morning here, as you'll see in the distance. That's who's in that. Off to behind them are detectives. We see customers leaving the store this morning. If you don't have to be in this area, I highly suggest be on the lookout. Again, what was given to me of the getaway car was a black Honda Accord. I don't know a year, but a female driver, possibly a black female in a car that left the scene. Was she the only one in the car? That's all I know at this point. Hopefully details will come out on that here in just a little bit. Again, the guys are going over that car with a fine-tooth comb back there. The description of the female driving the car, from what I was told, again, a black Honda Accord. It was a black female with light skin with blonde hair. We don't know the condition yet of who got shot. Robbery, and so say a few prayers. We don't know. Nothing's been released to us yet. Yeah, she's went to a hospital. We do too. Thank you, ma'am. As often we have people that are driving by and asking questions of what's going on. Again, someone was shot here, a female. What we know so far is a black female left the scene driving a black Honda Accord headed west out of here, which would be toward the old bowling alley, toward Highway 19 area. She was light-skinned, possibly with blonde hair, is what we were being told. So that's the latest that we have on this. If you happen to see a car matches that description, something looks funny, call the Meridian Police Department and let them know. We're starting to see some of the detectives pull out from here now. This direction, it's getting fewer police. They have now, if you'll see back there in the background, they have now let down the tape. When we know more, we will update. That's what we have right now live from the scene here at Dollar Tree on North Hill Street, 29th Avenue. One shot, possible robbery. We'll have more details coming up as we get what happens here this morning. We'll be back.